Hey, welcome back to Yellow Skunk Farms. Quick disclaimer, this is a 21-year-old and up channel, so if you're not 21 years or older, please leave the channel now. Appreciate it. You're looking at our monster monstera, and it is a beast. The camera does it no justice at all, I promise you. It's taken over like this whole terrestrial side, like this whole thing. It just keeps coming every day. It's just a half an inch bigger and stretching out. Look at this. It's just stretching to that light like crazy. It wants all the light it can get. Amazing plant. Really loves having its own soil. Look at the roots just peering off of this thing, just everywhere, all down through there. New roots trying to get to that ground. But then we also got the roots stretching into the pond here. What's up, Cooter and Scooter? If you're new to the channel, this is Cooter and Scooter, our two slider turtles. They are both born and raised in captivity. We got Pooter back there, which is our goldfish. We got a shiner. We got Shiner. Don't know if we can see Shiner. Alright. Pond looks really good. Probably need to add about, well, actually I have been watering our plants that we've got going outdoors. Although I have taken quite a few outside. Still got the rest of those. I was hoping to get the sex test in, but I think we got lost in the mail. So it is what it is. I'm just going to put them out there and old school it. You know what I mean? Just wait for them to turn. See what we get. We know the ones in this bed are female. These are guaranteed because we had these tested. And if you can notice that I have been thinning them out a little bit. I've been taking fingers. I like taking fingers just because it seems to be less stressful. I get to keep a lot of the fan leaves, but also open up. And this is all, this is all during veg, so I'm not going to strip the plants of everything. They'll already be pretty much thinned out. Look at these leaves. I mean, but I've been taking these fingers to open up the bottom so those lowers get some light. We can come in here and take this finger here because it's got water on it. It's been laying on another leaf. So I just like to thin them out like that. Come around here like this one here. Boom, open up that light hole. The top ones are the ones we want to take pretty much first, because these are the ones that are blocking all the light, especially this one here. Probably could go ahead and take this whole, we'll just take the whole thing out there. See. Pretty simple. I don't want to do too much at one time. This allows me, instead of stripping all these things, I can take a few of these fingers, chop and drop all of this, right back down into the bed like I've been doing. You can see this stuff just shrivels up and goes right on away. Doesn't take long at all, as long as you, if I was to lay it down like this, and just stack them on top of one another like that, this is no good. I do not like this. I would never do this. And the reason being is that the same reason that I am not allowing or trying to do my best not to allow these leaves to overlap one another, because they get these water pockets like this leaf, this big monster here. We can get this one out now. We really don't need it there. It'll pop right off. Don't want these things laying on one another, creating that moisture. Same process down here. If I was to just keep stacking them like this, you would get moisture pockets in between these leaves, creating mold problems. This whole leaf here it would take a whole lot longer to break down because the biology needs an opening. So every time I break this open, you gotta imagine each tear in this leaf is an opening, and allows that biology and bacteria and all that good stuff to get in there and start chomping away at this stuff. And it breaks down a lot faster, and it'll be available to everything else faster. This, what I'm breaking up here, probably what I broke up last year at about this time, is now maybe hopefully being available to the plants. Maybe it doesn't take that long, but you get what I'm saying. If you chop it, you chew your food, your stomach won't hurt as bad, and you'll be able to process that food a lot faster, and it'll be available to you a lot faster. That thing's sticky. So as you can see, everything is looking pretty good today. We've been doing look at that leaf. The thing is, the camera just doesn't do it any justice, I'm telling you. This lunar cheese just stayed nice and short and stocky. Of course, we haven't had any red into the light. We've been purposely trying to keep it short. And reason being is, well, we know we're going to get that stretch. And they're going to go crazy. And that's kind of what we want them to do. But I need room. So the shorter we can keep them, let's take this big one here. The shorter we can keep them until that time. Get these branches to come out, you know what I'm saying? Get these lowers to come up. But this just takes time, really. Some plants take longer than others. These plants, we don't have that kind of time, that's kind of the thing, where these are annual plants. So we don't have the time to wait. So we got to help them along a little bit. And they seem to love to get plucked. They love a good plucking. Especially at this stage, when they know they're getting ready to go to flower. They feel it. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe that's just me. I'm sitting here telling them they're getting ready to go to flower. What are the chances that they say, hey, we're getting plucked a little bit more here, like here recently. Like we're losing a lot more. We're feeling the stress a little bit more. What are the chances of the plant going, oh, we might need to start pushing a few more things because we might be getting ready to die? Now, I don't know. But would make sense to me. Look at this leaf. What do they call that? Ginormous for a tiny little plant. I mean, that's a fan leaf, but I've just been plucking it. But let's see if we can get down here and give you a little bit better perspective of how short, stocky it is now, and all the branching on it, and how that branching is all, even the lowers, has come on around. And this takes time, but also takes light, air, environment. All of them will stay. If I hadn't been doing that to that one over there, you can see how much taller that one over there is, how much bigger, but all the rest stay pretty much even. This is the more dominant one, the raspberry deadhead. We showcased this on our Instagram this morning. But this is the more dominant plant for sure. Now I started seeing this red streaking up here at the top. It was happening all around the top, and I believe that was because it was getting too close to the light intensity. It had grown up, so what we did was dial down the Grandmasters. So I went from 35% to 27%, and that took me because it was around 650, 700 around here, but now as I go higher, we can turn down the light because of course the plant's growing up to the light, so it's going to get more intense. And we got to and the plant will tell me basically if I learn how to read the plant. That thing is so sticky. Learn how to read the plant. A lot of times I was thinking that was a nutrient deficiency, but then I realized that it's not a nutrient deficiency. It's more of the light intensity pushing exudates. That one over there is sticky. The light intensity is pushing more food to the plant. It's probably overdoing things, and I'm not a scientist. I'm just rambling off the top of my head, but I seem to see this more often when the plant gets bigger, taller, raises up to the light. If I don't adjust the light as the plant grows, I start to see weird reactions, and I'm almost 100% positive that that's due to the light intensity and not anything to do with the soil or, well, it does. It has an effect on the soil because you got to think about it. The more light this gets, the more sugars and exudates it's pushing down through its root zone. The more food it's being processed down there. But then again, there's also light intensity. All that stuff takes in stuff that I can't explain or I don't feel comfortable explaining because I'm not a scientist and I don't study this shit. I just pay attention, really. And paying attention to the basics can get you this. Let's go take a look at the new pond. The basics are pretty much just like a car. Suck, bang, blow. We need airflow, we need environment, we need light, and we need food. We also need, the biology in the soil, the microbes, and you get that through the food that we do, like the FAA, the fish amino acid, the fish poo, the turtle poo running through the creek, being wicked up into the soil pockets. This is all food. It's a food source, a constant food source. And then we add aeration to the water, which adds oxygen. Oxygen then gets wicked up into the soil. Everything loves to breathe. We circulate the air in here with lots of fans. We've got air being transferred through the mini split and the dehumidifier. The room is not sealed off. We do have open door policy. And this is what we did yesterday. So the creek, that's the bottom, that's going to be the bottom of the creek. Pretty close to it. We still got to fill in concrete through here. We're going to do that this morning. Fill in concrete. We ran out of concrete. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to get some concrete all through here. That's going to be our entrance point here. This rock here is basically our height measure. So we're going to come down from up there, and it's going to come rushing down, and right in this exchange point right into here, we're gonna bring in more cobblestone on top. We're gonna raise that wall up. We're gonna raise the side walls up on top of this floor, basically. You can see how we widened it out, and right through here is where we're going to sidewall it with cobblestone and create that channel just like that. We're going to extend that channel, but that channel is going to get wider right through here. You can see how we're going to get lots of speed coming from down there. From up there. We're going to get lots of speed. It's going to be whoosh, rushing down, and right in here it's going to be splashing around. It's going to be hitting rocks as it comes down the hill, and then we're going to put something right in here where it's going to swirl around. It's going to swirl around this way, and then it's going to continue on. And then right down into here, we're going to get another rock where it's going to spin. It's going to hit a rock and spin, pushing it this way. And then it's going to probably drop down and then drop down again into the pond. Pond sidewalls need to come on up. So you can see how, we're going to come on up with that pond wall all the way up to that, and then bring that pond wall all the way up to here, take it all the way around. So the hose, the pump will set on a log or something right here, or a rock. We'll run the line up. The line will come through here. Set that line right here and run it right up through this hole here. Okay. Then that line will come out right here, run up into that hole there. She'll go slide that right up in there. And that water will sit on top of this rock here, raised up from this down here. So that water will shoot over into here, hit this side wall, funnel down through here, spin. We might have to raise this up a little bit, and then that backflow will come back, hit this, run down underneath the incoming hose, and coming down through here, hitting this, going down into that hole there, shooting out below that, and then hitting this top rock when it comes off of here. So things will be working down in here, and that's what we want. This water will come down, hit this rock, spreading it out, shooting it down through there, and then once it gets to the widening part of the creek, so it's going to go really fast into that narrow chute, and then it's going to open up right there, and then turn, hit some rock, boom, 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 come on back in. It's a little easier to see now what I had in my head. Then we're going to bring the side wall up. So you can see we stacked a few rocks here. I don't know if this is going to stay here, but we'll probably put another one right here, then another one right here. Put one here, here. We'll put one here. We will bridge. Well, all this will be soil. So there'll be soil all the way up to here. And then turtles can come over. We'll bridge over right here. So what I'm thinking is right in this area here, we can come in and bridge, just like a wooden bridge, like a chink. They can come over into the pond. Then we will have a plank or something there that's halfway down where we can put something where they can get in and out. You can see we connected right here. This is where our hole's going to be. So we're going to be able to dig a hole down through here all the way to the floor and look down into the floor from this point right here. Just like over here. You can see down to the floor. You can see that there's no water down there anymore. It's all dried up. And that's because the plants are big. The only time that we'll see water down in that hole is when we don't have these big plants in here sucking up, wicking up all that water from the bottom up, because that's what they're doing. Once those roots get down there close to that reservoir, they start wicking that water up before it gets down to the reservoir, and it's on. So it'll be the same process over here. So all this will be soil. Oh, so we'll bring this wall comes all the way up to here, somewhere in there, and then the soil. We still got the side wall to come up to create the channel. This comes up, and then everything in there is all soil all the way around, and all of this down here is connected. None of this is blockade off. Roots can get down into this clay, tap into that sand silting clay in that reservoir, and that E-horizon, which is this over here, sand. We haven't put the clay layer down right here yet, but this is what they will tap into. Once this gets wet, it is rich, very, very rich in nutrient and just good stuff, as you can see. It's the same stuff we put in the creek on the top. So the same stuff that's down here in the bottom is the same stuff that's going to be up on the top, inside the creek and coming up over the creek walls, connecting to the soil, because that's what's wicking water into the soil pockets. So that's how it works, and it works very well. Everything just seems to love just underneath that top layer. Look how moist it is. And I know you can't see, but the closer we get, the more critters we see. And these guys are what's tearing up all this leaf matter. And returning it. So the ecosystem basically is turning, everything's turning and burning. The creek is watering. They have enough space to do their thing. So with that being said, we went a little long today, but that's cool. We had some stuff to show you. And I hope everybody has a great Saturday. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.